Robbie McKee coming up on Saturday for Larne Olympic, playing against Ballynure OB B. What's the mood like in the camp ahead of the cup final?
Yeah, everything's good. I mean, the guys they're focused. They know what they have to do. We've played them twice this year, and unfortunately, they're the only team in the league that we haven't beat. Although we didn't beat Cookstown in the league, we beat them in this competition. So it's a chance for the guys. They've something to prove. We're staying relatively with the squad that's been with us through the whole campaign, and they say it's exciting time for them. So young. Most of them are playing in their first adult cup final, so it's hard to keep them reined in just a little bit at the minute. But yeah, they seem to be enjoying it, and everyone's ready to go.
People might say it's only second team football, but with it being such a young squad, it's quite an important step in their development going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it is only second team football, and that's fine, but at the same time, it's the competition that we've entered, and there's no one goes out in a competition and thinks that it's lesser than anything else. You're in it, you have to win it, and that's the way we're taking it. As far as we're concerned, it's our FA Cup final or it's our Irish Cup final. That's what it is to us, because we entered it, and we aim to win it. And they'll take nothing for granted, and they'll go out and do their best to do that.
And for people that haven't followed the Olympic, what type of players make up the squad? Who have we got in the lineup to look out for?
Yeah, we're a very young squad, a developing squad. The back 3 and 4 and 5 of we've played all season have been quite solid. 4 of them came through last year's under-19s. You go up through into the midfield, you've Sean McGoran from last year's under-19s, Johnny McManus, who were brought in from Glenavon under-19s, Brian Hegarty, who came from last year's under-19s, Keith Hall, who's playing up top and has played out wide for us, is again from the under-19s. So it's a good squad. We've brought in a couple of other players that came from local amateur league clubs, Jimmy McGill, Dee Stewart, Neil Bradshaw, who were all playing second team football in the amateur league. So it's massive that they're here. It's massive that they're playing at a club like this, and it's testament to them that they've stepped up. They've been brave enough to come and give it a go, and a lot of them have made the first team squad this season, which is the biggest bonus.
Johnny McManus is probably the one player who's had the most first team action this season, but does it give the rest of the players an incentive and shows them what is possible if they work hard and do what they need to do in training every week? Yeah,
absolutely. Sean McGoran had a bit of first team football at the end of last season, and probably could have played a lot more this season, but for a bad injury that he got around Christmas time, just after. Or he would have been in with Johnny and in around the first team squad. And I say even some of the other lads, Adam Swan's been in the first team squad, Paul Rogers, Connor Shields, Dee Stewart, have all been in and around the squad at some point. So it's a massive incentive. It's a massive incentive for us to bring players to the football club, that they have a chance of being in and around first team football. And say Davey's been excellent in that way, that he's given young players a chance, and young Larne players, which is even nicer.
And then sort of looking at the season as a whole, how successful would you assess the season just come past to be?
It's a hard question to answer, before a cup final. If we win the cup final, it'll be successful. If we don't, then in my eyes it won't. At the end of the day, we want to finish with a medal and a trophy. We finished third in the league. The cup final became a little bit of a distraction towards the end, and I can understand that sort of immaturity from us all, from the staff and from the players. But we've dealt with it, and if we win on Saturday, then it'll be a successful season in the fact that we've had so many in and around the first team squad. We finished third in an adult division, and we've won a trophy.
And what sort of challenges did the Olympic come up against this season? I know they went maybe 2 months without a game.
Yeah, there's been a lot of challenges, even just at the very start. When we came in the first day, there was a lot of numbers, but the quality just wasn't there. We've had to sift through it, and we've had to develop a squad, a system as well. Everything was brand new this year, so it's been tough. A lot of the challenges we've faced again, we had the break in the middle, where we went to play clock, and with 9 players missing, 5 of them were the first team squad with 4 players missing. And that game probably lost us our momentum in the league. But that's reserve team football. We've also had times where we've had 5 or 6 first team players down with us. So it sort of swings and roundabouts, and that's been difficult as well. You know, telling players that they can't play because guys from the first team are coming down. So it's keeping people's morale up and things like that has made it a challenge. But
then finally, there seems to be quite a bit of interest around the game. That's obviously good to see for the team as well.
It's fantastic. I think it's surprised me even, you know, how much interest there's been around it. You know, and not just from Larne, you know, from outside of Larne, and you know, friends of mine and ex-players that I've played with and clubs that I've been at have been excellent. It brings a little bit of nerves and it brings a little bit of you know, pressure for some of the young lads. But if they're playing at a club like this, they should, you know, be able to deal with nerves. They should be able to be under pressure constantly because, you know, we're, as a club, we're progressive, we're going forward, and they're going to have to be challenged for trophies at the first team level very soon as well.
Well, Robbie, I'm sure everybody wishes yourself and all the players the very best luck. Thanks very much.
Brilliant, thank you.